Luca di Montezemolo is here. Since 1991, he has served as president and chairman of Ferrari, the legendary Italian car maker. He also helped with the acquisition and relaunch of the longtime competitor Maserati. Ferrari's recent success on the racetrack continues with their fifth straight Formula One title, led by the masterful driving of Michael Schumacher. This year, the Ferrari-Maserati group introduces three new models: the Ferrari 612 Scaglietti, the new Maserati Quattroporte, and the new Ferrari Challenge Stradale, which Autocar magazine calls, quote, the most exciting car on the planet. It is my pleasure to welcome Luca di Montezemolo back to this table to talk about this company, about him, and about the Formula One season. Welcome back. Great to see you.
I'm pleased to be here again.
You come here to introduce these new cars to America?
Yes. This is a brand new car designed by Pininfarina, 2+2, very innovative, aluminium, light, quick, and technology really advanced. So.
Okay, that's one.
Yes.
And what else?
Then we are preparing the introduction of the big Maserati sedan, Quattroporte.
Yeah, the one I mentioned.
As big as a big Mercedes. Then I'm here to talk on future Formula One sponsors.
Right.
And then I'm here to enjoy a little bit New York because I love New York. Unfortunately, I have no time to come very often in the best place in the world for me.
It is New York?
Yes, absolutely.
More than Italy, more than...
It's a good mix. My dream is to organize my life 6 months in Europe, in Italy, and 6 months in the States. But it's just a dream, unfortunately.
I don't know. There are lots of things to talk about. Let me talk first about Ferrari. About Formula One. Michael had an extraordinary year. You had another successful year. Does this continue?
Difficult. Difficult because, you know, in the life it's very difficult, and in sport, to succeed. But to repeat victories, like we have done in the last 5 years, is something really unique. We have won, first in the history, 5 times running championship for constructors, for manufacturers, and 4 years running drivers.
Right.
Nobody else has done this before, so I think it's difficult to repeat it. But we are very concentrated. My people is looking to succeed again, but we have the best car manufacturer in the world as competitors. It's very difficult.
I've asked you this before. How much of it is the car, and how much of it is the driver?
Well, this is today, with the new rules, with such unpredictable races, it's difficult to define exactly the percentage. I think the car, to win, you need a fantastic driver, the best car in terms of reliability and performances, and the best team, because strategy, pit stops are becoming more and more important. So many ingredients to succeed. Not only if you have the best driver in the world, you cannot succeed without a good car and a good strategy.
I'm repeating myself a little bit, but why is Michael the best driver in the world? What is it he has more than...
He's the only one that I've seen, and I'm in Formula One since many, many years, able to run the race from the first lap to the end like qualifying. So every lap is a record, without lose concentration, without do one lap fantastic, another one down, always tap, fantastic. This is his advantage.
Yeah. And he can, if he can take the curves better than anybody. He's better on the curves than anybody, more so than sort of on the straight out, or not?
He was, he was one of the first driver to use the left foot to push the brakes.
Right.
That is quite different from the normal other drivers, and he has been the first to do it. And it gives the possibility to him in the same time to brake and to push down the accelerator. So as soon as he leaves the brakes, the engine is already up in terms of revs. You know, he's the best. He's the best also because he's very concentrated, he's very fit. He can be in good physical conditions from the beginning to the end of the race.
Works out 3 hours a day, physically works out.
Mainly, yes.
He's okay. He hurt his knee or something.
No, he likes to play soccer a little bit too much for me because he has to be careful. And then the car has been fantastic because if you, Michael never stopped in 17 races for technical failure, not even once. So this is perfect.
And that's because of a coordination between Michael, he understands the car, and the team that
Because the car was fantastic, particularly in terms of reliability.
For a while, everybody thought that the next great racer would be Montoya. Do you think it's Montoya or someone else?
I don't think so. I think Montoya is one between the others. But Montoya has been in Formula One now since 3 years. He has won, I don't know, 2 or 3 races, something like that. I think Raikkonen, the Finnish guy, is very cold, very good.
Very what, cold?
Cold, very cold.
Cool, cold. Yeah, what does that mean?
Cool, I mean, no emotions, concentration, ready not to lose control. I think he has got a very good potential. The young Spanish called Alonso, very young, 21 years old. But to be honest, sometimes we forget Barrichello, our other driver. Yeah. He won a fantastic race in Suzuka, the latest Grand Prix. I think we will see another very interesting season.
This is your poem. I love this story. This goes to all Ferrari employees. The real secret to success is enthusiasm. I believe every word of this. Enthusiasm is the yeast that makes your hopes rise to the stars. Enthusiasm is the sparkle of your eye. It is the swing in your gait, the grip of your hand. It is the bottom of all progress. With it, there is accomplishment. Without it, there are only alibis. You say that every employee reads this and decides that this is the culture, spirit of Ferrari.
Yes, because at the end of the day, I think that we sell dreams. We sell something that is a mix between passion, technology, emotion. And I always say to my people, I want a car that, of course, is good looking, of course, is very, very innovative in terms of technology, but it gives you a unique emotion of driving. Difficult to transfer in words, but it's something that you have to feel in the skin. When you drive a Ferrari, you have to feel something unique.
You told me this story, which I constantly tell people. The late Johnny Agnelli gave you, for your birthday, a prototype that there's only one of its kind in the world. Do you drive this car?
Sometime, yes. Even I have to admit...
Around Bologna, but nowhere else.
Even if I have to admit, it's difficult to drive this car, for the simple reason that this is a car without nothing in front. In other words, it's like a motorcycle. You have to wear helmet with glasses, because if not, you have all the air in front.
There's no windshield?
No, not at all.
It's one person?
Two persons.
Two
persons, but if you push, you have all the air in front of you.
Yeah. Now, why is that? Just the design of the car?
Yes, but this fascinating car is a unique piece.
You drive it, what, once every what?
The car that we will present tomorrow was born, the idea, in one unique piece that Roberto Rossellini, the former Italian movie director, made as a wedding present to Ingrid Bergman. And I know the story. Ingrid Bergman say, you make a present for you, not for me, because you made me...
exactly, for him.
Yes, you will drive my present. And the car that we will present tomorrow has got some links with the old one, unique piece that Rossellini made for to Pininfarina to do.
Now, which one is that? This is the
2+2 that we will present tomorrow here in New York.
You sold out of Enzo's, correct?
Yes.
350 of them made, 350 sold.
Yes, before the presentation.
Each one at what, about 600 million?
And 50.
I mean,
650.
50.
Yes.
$1,000. You sold all of them.
Yeah.
Are you sorry you limited the run?
Yes.
This car that Autocar says the most perfect car.
This is another one. This is a 360 Challenger Stradale.
Yeah.
That is an 8-cylinder Ferrari coupe.
Yeah.
Very nice to drive. Small in terms of dimension car. And big success. And tomorrow we will receive a prize for l'Automobile, the American magazine, Automobile, as the best car of the year.
This one is?
Yes.
What makes it the best car of the year?
Its performances, these 360.
0 to 60 in 4 seconds?
Yes, a lot of acceleration, drivability, safety, design, many. But basically, drivability and acceleration.
Ferrari. Well, one last question about Formula One, 2 questions about Formula One before we talk about the car. You are also trying to get this motorcycle racer, what's his name?
Rossi.
Are you trying to get him to drive a Formula One?
Well, I think sooner or later we have to give him the chance to test it, to try at least.
I think the problem is he doesn't want to do it, isn't it?
No, he wants.
He wants to.
He wants. But he is under contract with the Japanese for motorcycle. I think he's a very
the
talented.
motorcycle. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is a superman in the motorcycle.
Right.
He doesn't know, and we don't know if it will be the same with the Formula One. But at least a test, I think, will be important.
You can't just bring him to Italy and put him in a car and say, take off, and here is Michael Schumacher. No, just to find out. What do you need to find out? Whether he can handle the car, whether he has racing instincts?
Tell him the possibility, give him the possibility to do a lot of laps in our private trucks without pressure, just to find out his capability with Formula One. That is different from motorcycle.
Have you done that or not?
No, but I will do it.
Soon?
No, not soon, but...
but his contract would forbid him from doing that?
Maybe, yes. We have to talk each other, but I want to give you...
Ferrari today, are you going to have this IPO or not?
I don't think in the short term. No.
Because of the market or because you're not ready or what?
For both of them. Only because, we are not under pressure. In other words, this important leading Italian merchant bank, Mediobanca, bought 34% of the company.
Right.
So
now, how much did they pay? Like how much?
2.4
billion. And they paid.
I don't remember how much.
Whatever 30% of that is.
Now, if they will float, this will be their own decision. In other words, they will float 34% of their own capital, nothing to do with us.
Okay, so they would just float to what?
Yes.
The point they'll make a public market out of their shares and offer them to the public.
Yeah.
You are now on the board of Fiat.
Yes.
So
now the situation is improving.
The relationship between Fiat and Ferrari?
No, I mean the Fiat situation.
Oh, I see.
The Fiat situation. Fiat has been extremely successful in the last few weeks because the new small Fiat called New Panda has been elected the best car of the year in Europe. And this is important also for the psychological attitude of our clients. And I'm happy to be in the board to give some advice in terms of products, in terms of marketing, in terms of, generally the boards are full of lawyers, full of financial guys, nothing to do with product, with cars. So I hope to give my...
Yeah. Is the car business in your blood? In other words, you can feel it, and I mean, it's more than just a product for you.
Well, I think that in my blood there is the contact with the clients. In other words, try to anticipate the trends of the public, of the clients, preparing the good product for what is the market trend of the moment. In other words, anticipating something. I think Ferrari in the last 10 years has done important cars, but good cars for the moment that we are facing. In other words, less show-off, cars that you can really enjoy to drive, not to put in a garage and driving just on Sunday morning.
Right.
This is important. And also, I'm happy because when I joined Ferrari, I've got in front of me two goals. One, to let Ferrari win again in Formula One. And we have been so successful that for me is a dream. And on the other hand, to have a Ferrari very competitive in terms of car manufacturers. And we are. Because if you consider that this year we have sold in the United States 15% more than the previous year. And you know better than me that 2003 has been a difficult year for the United States. So it means that we need unique products that the clients that they really like so much. And this I'm proud.
Can you sell the market for Ferraris is growing or not?
Yes
and
no.
Are you creating a new market because of the nature of the cars you're making?
This is the right person. This is the right answer. We create market making right products. We do not increase the production. In other words, I don't want to do too many Ferraris because I want to maintain and even increase the exclusivity of the product.
This summer, Ferrari, just take a note of this, celebrates 50 years of selling cars in America.
Yes.
50
years.
We
will start the celebration in January in Detroit, And every single Ferrari that we will sell in 2004 will be signed with the American and Ferrari flag to celebrate 50 years. And since 40 years, United States is by far Ferrari largest market.
Suppose, just suppose,
Yeah.
General Motors said, we would love to own Ferrari. Could they get it?
This is a good question. But you have to put this question to the
Rick
Fiat
Wagner.
owner.
You've thought about this.
Yes.
You have.
Yes, I think sometimes that is important for us to have in our back an important international automotive group, maintaining our identity, our dimension, our independency. But we are pleased with Fiat.
General Motors would be the right partner, wouldn't it?
If we need a partner, at the moment we do not need,
Right.
I think yes.
They would be the one.
Yeah.
Rick Wagner's a good man,
Yes, very good man.
running that
Very
company
good
well.
man, very good manager. And again, we are not looking for a partner, but in case, I think, also because I would like, we are talking about theory,
Yes.
but I would like to have a partner with a solid American presence, because we are Italian, very close to United States. I remember that we have been the only one in Monza when 11 September
Right.
happened. That was 3 days before the Monza Grand Prix. And our car came out in the Monza Grand Prix driven by Schumacher and Barrichello, completely black, no red, nothing on this, only the American flag, just to emphasize our link with this fantastic country. We are very proud to be part of Fiat Group. I think there is now a very good link between advanced Ferrari technology and Fiat to transfer technology. But theoretically, General Motors, if in the future, is a good one.
It just occurred to me. Asia as a market. The Japanese make their own cars. Honda is big in engines.
Toyota.
Toyota is a huge, successful car.
Unbelievable, yes.
Is there a market for Ferraris and Mercedes and BMWs in Japan?
The answer
And
is,
China and Singapore?
well, I think we have to divide Japan from China.
Okay.
Japan, just to give you an idea for us, and not only for us, is an important market. Having said that, you have a lot of taxes, but it's an important market. It's the 5th largest market for Maserati and for Ferrari. First is United States, Germany, UK, Italy, Japan. These are the 5 largest markets. Mercedes is good also. For Japan is very good for Mercedes. China is a completely different story. The potentiality of China is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah. It is stunning.
It's stunning.
About anything.
At the moment, it's a very good market for big cars. And this is the reason why we have just introduced the Maserati Quattro Porte, big car. It's too early to say the future for sport cars. Yeah. Having said that, I know that Porsche is doing quite well already in China. So I think we have to be prepared for the future. We have already put our Maserati and Ferrari flag in Shanghai and Beijing. We will see in the near future.
There's much talk in America about these new cars like the Prius. Prius, I think it is.
See?
Are you interested in that technology? Are you following what's happening and with, you know?
At the moment, the answer is no for us, but we
You have to keep an eye on it.
Yes.
You have to look at it from a research and development future.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
because its market share and its acceptance seems to be...
Yes, we have to look at this.
I think it was voted the car of the year by Car and Driver, one of those automobile manufacturers, one of those automobile companies.
Yes.
Berlusconi.
Well, I think that he has been surprised and unlucky because he has prepared a government for development. Then September 11, economic crisis, psychological attitude, terrorism. Is very difficult if you have a mentality, a team, an attitude for the development to be in front of the crisis. So in my opinion, that was the first problem. Then Europe is facing a very difficult moment. If you consider that you have Germany, zero in terms of growth, and that was unusual. Germany was always seen as the most, let me say, active and dynamic country in Europe. You have France, more or less zero. You have Italy, more or less in the same situation. So except Spain, I think Europe is facing a difficult moment in this moment. So that was the first problem of Berlusconi. The second is that, in my opinion, today to manage Italy is difficult for many reasons. And I think he has done his best. I think that for sure there are some big problems like the conflict of interest that has to be solved, even in his interest.
For his own credibility.
Yes, for his own credibility. But he was very, how can I say, close to United States in difficult moments.
In the war against Iraq.
Yes, very difficult moment.
Supportive.
Very supportive, not gray area, but clear.
Unlike the French.
Yes.
He asked you to be in his cabinet.
Yes.
Will you ever give consideration to politics? I mean, you're a very popular man, and
who knows? Not now. Maybe in the future. Sometime, I think important, what can we do for our country? I don't like to say, well, we can do and you do. Sometimes it's necessary to think what you can do without being presumptuous, but what you can do. On the other side, I still think that the best is to do your own job as better you can. Maybe this is the best way for your country. Then we can.
If you do well for you do well for Fiat and Ferrari, then
yes,
it'll make a real contribution to the country in terms of its economy, in terms of jobs, in terms of
image, everything,
image, national pride, all of that. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luca Montezemolo, chairman of Ferrari, on the board of Fiat. Ferrari introducing new models in the United States, along with Maserati. Back in a moment. Stay with us. Will Ferrell is here, and we'll talk about the new movie, Elf.